Hey, I'm really sorry I didn't get up with my blog on Monday. I was in Arizona till yesterday morning, and then I just had some recovery time, so you're going to get two blogs here. One today, and another one in the kitchen tomorrow. And I'm probably going to try to start doing the Thursday one of always in the kitchen. So, this is just about being extreme. 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 What is that really? I don't think it's much of anything really, but it sure does look like you can be really extreme with the world so mediocre as it is. I was exchanging some connections with somebody on a gay social site, and they talked about me being quirky and offbeat and used the word nerd. First off, the word nerd gets thrown around an awful lot, doesn't it? I think that's just somebody that's what? Focused? Knows their purpose? Is obsessed with their purpose? Knows about themselves? That's nerd? No, I don't think so. The problem with the world is just everybody's mediocre, so that's enough on that. So extreme. In being an extremely well person, you have to really detox. This is a toxic world that we live in. And it's really, I'm going to say this again, some repetition here. The moments of greatness are preceded by moments of chaos. And I think a lot of us feel like we've been in some chaos and we're coming up out of it. I know I'm really enjoying stuff right now. So a big part of my program has been stripping back all the herbs and getting down to a food base and a lifestyle base and of living up to my own standards of what I know, of what I think things ought to be. Not somebody else, of me, of what I think, of what I know. For me, that's being vegan. For me, that's being sproutarian. For me, I know juicing really works. And the main reason I'm doing that, to get down to a food base, is to try to see what's possible within myself, not anybody else, within myself, to know what's possible. So I think a lot of people are spending a fuckload of a lot of money on supplements and herbs and everything when they could be accomplishing stuff with just actually having some discipline with the lifestyle, with the basic lifestyle, the things you do every day, the food you eat, your food choices, good routines, good sleep, all of that stuff. So that's where I'm at. I know it's possible now with the food base, being completely stripped back, and now I'm adding on the herbs. And there's all over the place, there's so much stuff of where people will tell you that, like, oh, there's evidence here, there's evidence there, there's evidence there. I don't care. I'm about being futuristic. And for me, I don't see a lot of stuff, especially the paleo thinking or the Weston A. Price thinking or any of that kind of stuff. That type of thinking proceeds from a thinking as if everything is known, or as if the way that the human race lived before was the way. So, like, granted, we've got off on some things with the industrialization and all that kind of stuff, but again, I just see that as the crazy part before the amazing part. And that's what I'm headed for right now, is the amazing part. So I've got to be aware of things that I find toxic. I don't necessarily need to cut those things off. Certain things I do, certain things I don't. So in my getting back to being on a food-based thing, food-based, of finding my food base, of finding my base lifestyle. So I had a crazy kind of period over the summer where I fell in love with an old friend of mine. That's like a kind of a rough, big time wellness friend, and spending a lot of time together, and I found that, like, losing myself in there a little bit too much, and that's something I really, of why I went into this space I went to for all of September, of just being on a retreat, and of, like, hiding away, and of being myself, and really, I just only had the most basic contacts with people, with my parents, with Jason and Kupo, who are my family also. Jason's my ex-boyfriend. Kupo is his new boyfriend. And of being around members of my band. And some of these other people I just had to get away from. So the big thing that happened with me is I made a commitment for at least a year of going completely straight edge, of like not smoking pot. It's just like I can't say in any way that I've been. Some people's idea of moderation is doing a little bit of something, like maybe at the night to like wind down. I don't have problems winding down. My idea is like I'm a bit of a shaman kind of guy, so I like to completely get out of the world. So my idea of moderation was to like totally not do it for a long time and then to totally do it. To just get out, to get away from the world. Well, now I want to accomplish that stuff on my own because it's going to have more power, and that is where I stand on drugs in general, and I don't care what drug it is actually. Poison, whatever. There's a way that things like that can show you the door and get you through the door. But then after some time, you don't want that to be a crutch, and you want to be able to walk through the door without that. And maybe it's not in this lifetime. I'm not a critic of that. I'm just like at a point where I'm so consciously and fully aware at this time, like I just need to do this. I need to do everything I can. Everything I can while I'm super aware in this life and not make excuses. You know, be easy, be hard on myself. You got to be both. You got to be like, cause when I did this whole thing in September, there was little things like I still like you get really distracted by people, and like, you know, and this is like I have a lot of great friends on Skype and Facebook and all that kind of stuff, and I love hanging out with people and stuff. But I sort of got to manage my time with that a little bit better. So here's the other thing. So no pot. I haven't been on any pot that's been a long time. But I've kind of had the on and off thing with coffee. And oh my God, coffee is a bad thing, you know. I've been on and off with it, and that's a thing that I'm permanently never touching that shit again. You maybe heard me talk about this. I've been kind of low level to high level erectile dysfunction for like 10 years now. I just thought that was a gene depletion thing or something. I think I knew a long time ago. I went to green tea and I noticed that things were getting... anyways, so I just was like, geez, like 2 weeks ago or something like that. I think I've been 5-6 weeks of solid, like no coffee. And I'm not talking about caffeine either. I'm talking about coffee because I'm drinking green tea, yerba mate, some black tea, and let me tell you about the money I spent. You know, deer antler, you know, all deer antler, male silk moth, all of this kind of stuff, which all has its place. But like at the end, I was just trying to be like a little more functional with that. And now it's like, oh my God, like really? Like I'm as horny as a 20-year-old all the time, and I'm 50. Yeah, coffee is a bad thing. I really, where I'm at now with being off of that, I have to say, I think that there's probably a lot of things that coffee negates. It makes a lot of other things you do a waste of time. So I've kind of established that. And today, coming from iHerb, is herbs. Not like lots of them, some of my base stuff. And I'm looking forward to like getting back on that. I'm getting a little bit of some gray hair up in here and stuff like that. And I wanted to do that. And I'm going to add that stuff back on. So we'll have a video for that. But detoxifying, being extreme, being intense. And I have another weekend coming up here where my friends from my band are going to come around. I was in Arizona over the week with Andy, the singer from Second Culture. And I brought him a big old bag of pot that I hooked up. And I have a lot of hippie friends that grow pot and do awesome stuff. And for me, that had always been a thing where if I was on a program of not doing it, like I'd get around him and start doing that and having coffee. And these are these associations with we as human beings want to be happy people. And as we can still be happy. So what happens is we make these associations of happiness with people that we're around, whatever. And And I got through that. And it was, I feel like higher and more amazing because of that. So I think that's it for now. Just, I want to find myself. I want to find my beautiful self. I want to find my awesome self. I want to find this person in me that can do all this music and do everything that I have to do to get it out there and influence you all. And all of this blog and my music is going to start becoming more interfaced. You're going to see my buddies here in my room as we're working on our new record. I'm doing a soundtrack for HIV documentary that I'm in, that Truth Calkins is in. It's just turned out amazing. I'm really happy about stuff, and I love all the friends I have on here. And I did want to tell you also something. A while ago, I put a cartoon up of a guy with a pierced dick hanging out of his pants, and I ended that blog with some stuff from a movie, and I lost about half of my regular watchers or viewers. And I just kind of did that because this dude that I was in love with like spewed some homophobic stuff onto me. And there was a love coming from him too, but he's got his issues about whatever, I don't know. And in my waking up about that, I also found out that I had some homophobic things about myself, which made me wake up, which was the importance of this retreat and of detoxifying from toxic, poisonous stuff. Of things that you're like getting more aware of yourself and about the way you think in the operations and the way that you do things, and being more conscious and mindful of your actions. Like I myself, I just used to have this whole like, I'm so superior because I'm a straight acting gay guy, and like all the bros look at me because I'm so like tattooed and mohawked, and like fuck all you fucking faggots. And it's like, that's not my program at all, man. That's not really how I am. But that was maybe living. I'm totally not like that. But now I'm like much more, I just want to be accepting of everybody. I don't care if you're not vegan. I don't care. I don't care about anything. I just, I'm working on me on the inside, and the beauty that I create inside myself is going to radiate outwards. So obviously I'm on a rail now. We could talk on and on about this. So I'm just saying, I lost like a lot of my viewers after I did that. And it's like, I kind of don't really care. It was like a thing I was going through, and I just needed to be like really, really gay for a moment or something like that. And it's just like, if that's like so offensive to you, I probably don't really care so much about having you as a friend or a viewer. But you could come back if you want. I don't care. I'm not perfect. You're not perfect, but let's just work on each other. Be loving. All that kind of stuff. So anyways, support me by supporting my music. Links in the drop down box. Comment on this video. Subscribe to my channel. Follow me on Facebook. I'm probably going to start a thing pretty soon where I'm going to be logged on to Skype all the time on something like a Thursday night or something like that, so I can hook up. It's just like, let's shake this planet. But I'm here, so please support me by supporting my music. That's the only thing going on here. I'm going to be having some more merchandise. A friend of mine that I met through this blog is working on some designs. Going to have some t-shirts around. Going to have some books on wellness and all this. So, anyways, links in the drop-down box. Bright blessings. I'll see you. And tomorrow there'll be another upload up in the kitchen. So, we'll see you around.